Hey guys, this is Priyanka Manikandan and I'm back with a new video. So today we're going to see about Thanjavur Big Temple and why are politicians afraid to enter the heritage temple through the main entrance. Very interesting to know. Let's get started. Though India has made a big stride in modern technology in the last 3 decades or more, still the natives in particular, Hindus are superstitious and in this respect we are still on the back road. The unfounded belief is so deep rooted nothing could shake them off it. As for the famous Shri Brihadeeswar Temple dedicated to God Shiva at Thanjavur, Tamil Nadu, it is shrouded in a sort of mystery bordering on jinx for the politicians. To them, it is a frightening experience to enter the temple because it is a place of worship with a spell on people in power. This belief did not exist in 1960s and has been around since late 1980s. The belief is politicians or statesmen who irrespective of their party affiliation visit this historical UNESCO World Heritage Temple built in 1010 CE through the main entrance is on the east will fall from their post or facing impending doom. Haunted by such a fear, politicians on a visit to this city are afraid to take a look at the temple. This is what many people here say sarcastically. As for common men, this divine place is always crowded, in particular on festival days. Every year, on invitation from the South Zone Cultural Center, Thanjavur, operating in this city's course of young girls from other states perform classical dances native to their respective states. Photograph of the entrance Gopura and Nandi Pavilion of the Brihadeeswar Temple, Tanjore, from an album of miscellaneous views in India in 1860s. The Brihadeeswar Temple, built by the Chola king Rajaraja around 1010, is a monumental temple standing in the middle of the large courtyard surrounded by smaller shrines. The temple is entered through the east by two gateways. To the east of the temple, there is a 16th century pavilion with a huge monolithic sculpture of Nandi, the white bull sacred to Shiva, to whom the temple is dedicated. The shafts of the columns of the pavilion are carved with figures of devotees. A small section of people have come up with a weird theory without any proof that it is due to the curse of sage Karurar, a Siddha Purusha who helped King Sri Rajaraja install the main huge Shivalinga in the sanctum or Garbhagriha. Yet another fringe group that protested that the consecration should be done in Tamil Nadu and not in both Sanskrit and Tamil, went one step ahead, said the fire mishap that took place in Yogashala in 1997 on the temple premises during the beginning of consecration ceremony 23 years ago was due to this usage of Sanskrit against the wish of sage Karurar, who preferred Tamil mantra to Sanskrit. There are neither temple records nor stone inscriptions in this temple to corroborate this. As a matter of fact, there are many inscriptions in Sanskrit as well as in the Beg temple. However, it is good to use both these wonderful classical languages that have lots of poems and devotional rhythms. Even today, driven by the taboo and preconceived notion about the so-called hex factor, almost all politicians have reservations about entering the Tanjore Big Temple, especially through the main entrance facing the main road to the ward east. If necessity arises, they, with hesitation, will use the side entrance on the north side through the adjacent Shivaganga Park. It is the same entrance through which a holy tirtha is brought from the Shivagangai Kulam to the temple for puja rituals, etc. This particular entrance has been here for centuries. How come politicians, including atheists, harbor fear and have trepidation about this temple? To get to the root, we need to walk down the memory lane. First one. Former Prime Minister of India, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, and Congress leader was unexpectedly assassinated close to her official residence in Delhi in October 1984. Just a few weeks before her fatal death, she visited the big temple in Tanjore along with then CM MGR, then entered the temple through the main gate. Second, Former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.G. Ramachandran, who happened to be a famous Tamil actor, after his visit to the temple in the same year fell seriously sick with a kidney problem. After recovery 3 years later, he died in December 1987 while in power. From then on, superstition and myth overshot rationality, and the belief, driven by surmises, grew manifold that the east gate facing the Nandi Mandapam and the main shrine with this sanctum is jinxed, and a mysterious power is active there and does not like certain politicians entering through the gate. Third, the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, late Sri Karunanidhi, a rationalist, Dravidian politician, and a staunch atheist, in September 2010 took the side entrance on the park side and never took the main entrance, Kera Ladan Vasal, to avoid facing Nandi and the main shrine behind. Probably somebody close to him advised him to avoid the direct stair by entering temple through a side gate. Earlier, 1997, when there was a fire accident caused by a spark from the fireworks at night that resulted in the death of 45 people, mostly women, then Karunanidhi, on the flying visit to the temple, took the side entrance and avoided the main gate in 2011. His ministry was out of power. Fourth, when it comes to the recent Kumbhabhishekam, Tamil Nadu CM EPS and his ministers avoided visiting the temple, giving room to the honors. And the rumors their visit to the temple might spell doom in the ensuing state assembly election in 2021. However, EPS and other ministers stayed in the city attending the social functions. As for 87-year-old ex-CM late Karunanidhi's visit to the temple 23 years ago on wheelchair while in power during the 1000-year celebrations towards the cultural program, it was daring but a cautious one. On the premises, 1000 Bharatnatyam dancers performed in unison under the direction of famous Bharatnatyam exponent Padma Subramaniam, Tamil vintage film director and a producer late K. Subramaniam, and an advocate by profession. He is called Tamil cinema's Tandai. Political analyst late Ko Ramaswamy, expressing no excitement, said he, Karunanidhi, is masquerading as an aesthete. He follows the advice of astrologers on auspicious timing. If he has worn a white angavastram instead of a usual yellow, it must be on someone's advice that its use would ward off evil. However, we have to accept the fact that former CM, despite his old age and commitments to rationalistic stand, did enter the temple through the side gate, unmindful of the purported risk of his power. About the curse of Karurar, it may be a figment of somebody's mind. Being a sadhu, a Shiva Bhakta, and a guru to King Raj Raja, he won't have gone to the extent of casting a spell on a great monumental temple dedicated to God Shiva. There are many differences between us and the sadhus who are virtuous and whose main forte is to control of all senses and focus on devotion to God. According to Maratha Prince of Thanjavur, Raja Bhosle, who is hereditary trustee of the big temple, why should God punish anyone for his entering the temple? Tidbits. The recent consecration was done for the third time in the last 40 years. On April 3rd, 1980, the great ceremony took place after a pretty long gap of 177 years. During the colonial days, the temple was not taken care of. In 1997, the consecration was originally planned for June 8 but was held the next day on the account of big fire accident in Yogashala in the evening. Thanks for watching, guys.